Hands.
Yes.
Of.
Duh.
Whoa. All right. I didn't even have to fire the starting gun. Everybody just leapt at it. I enjoy that.
You said
It's good
yes.
energy.
You said yes.
I said yes. Okay. All right. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the...
Hands.
Of.
It's too late. We already did it.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's... Yeah. Okay.
I only have one per start and end.
Oh.
Wendy's like, I'm only contractually obligated to do this shit once. You can't make me do it again.
The amount of paperwork we had to sign just to play this game with Codex, like I had to hire a lawyer.
I have like a whole file cabinet for it.
I had several waivers that I were required to sign so I don't get canceled. Okay, it's just a thing with me. Don't worry about it.
Now my cat's crying.
Sorry.
Oh.
Why? What'd you do?
Does
Oh,
anybody
stop.
else ever watch videos of like pets like cats and like huskies crying and just laugh their head off at them? Because they're really funny to me.
Huskies
What
are
about
weird.
the Italian husky?
What's the
The
Italian husky?
He goes, "A roo, 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 roo." And then I went trick-or-treating with some Italians and we bonded so hard over Italian husky. So like I feel like it just came full circle. But like, yeah, dogs can like have accents.
That's
apparently.
great. I never knew that. That's really good.
A roo, 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 roo.
Wait,
Google it.
okay, hold on. I feel like, okay, this is one of those weird things where, like, so I'm Italian. Like, I grew up very, very culturally Italian. Like, I mean, obviously I'm an American, but this is one of those things where I'm like, should I be offended? Am I looking up a video right now just to be offended?
You will be warmed like a bowl of fresh pasta.
Wow.
Like a
And that
warm
is
bolognese.
also not meant offensively.
Okay, that was a challenging statement, Wendy, but you're right. This dog has a fucking accent, and it's the best.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm like not making this up. This is first of all, there is nothing offensive about people having a dialect.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Even though I get made fun of every time I say bag, and it's not fair.
Sorry, every time you say what?
I'm not saying it again. I'm not. You get one per session. That's it.
No, Wendy, I'm sympathizing because I do that too. I keep people get on me all the time of how I say the word sorry because that's how I say it, and people are like,
That's
"What?
super Canadian of you."
Grew up in Canada?" I know, but I didn't grow up anywhere near Canada. I grew up on the West Coast. Like, yeah, it's weird. I don't get it.
Oh yeah.
The West Coast is like sort of a sub-Canada.
I guess, yeah.
According to who?
Well, in the sense that it's like south of Canada.
As a Minnesotan, I'm offended.
So I think that's actually why I say it that way, because I spent a lot of my formative years in Ottawa, in Minnesota. So like, I think that might be why.
Ottawa isn't in Minnesota.
Not Owatonna. Sorry, I get those mixed up. I spent a lot of my formative years in Owatonna. They're so similar. See, Canada and Minnesota, so similar. I just got them confused.
I had to Google Owatonna. I'm like, is that even real?
Oh, somebody lived in the Twin Cities.
Heck, yeah, you know it.
Okay. Yeah, I had a crazy experience where I went out there for a celebration ceremony when I was like older, and I realized that it's a cultural thing in the Midwest for people to introduce themselves and then to say what their dad does. It was a very weird experience for me. They were like, "Hi, my name is Marla, and my dad owns the hardware store." And I'm like, "Okay, nice to meet you."
Incredible.
Is really great.
Gimli, son of Gloin.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, this is amazing. I wish the Northwest had traditions like that. I think our only tradition is ignoring people and staying inside most of the time.
Oh.
That's pretty accurate.
And being weird. Okay, so hi everybody. Welcome back to another session of Hands of Death. Does anybody remember what happened last time? If you forgot, I would be surprised because it was a very eventful session. But here we are.
Okay, so the most of the team. Well, that is to say, by most, actually, I mean the minority of the team. Okay, anyways, Professor Florence Allegard had been transported into the realm of death via the Rite of Routes. And the other two of us, Felicity and Lilith, teamed up with Yosef, a shady sort of Lacoonite, who took us as well to the realm of death. There we saw all manner of strange things. Florence reunited with her brother. It was tearful. There was an amount of arguing that happened about sort of like, I don't know, what even, like what happens to us when we're in the realm of death. Like, a lot of things were weird, I guess, is all I'm saying. We went to a place because Yosef wanted to get a dagger to split Lilith. To
Scalpel.
Yes, you're right. It was a scalpel. To split Lilith and hold the verdant out of her.
Yeah, there was apparently a piece of the verdant that was inside Lilith, which was something that Yosef wanted to remove.
We found this creepy mausoleum of sorts.
It was an amphitheater. I mean, it was creepy still, but it wasn't.
Amphitheaters are basically mausoleums.
Oh yeah, you're right. Those two architectural constructures, very similar, very similar functions.
Very similar functions. And so we went on down there. There were a bunch of like very scary guards, who were dealt with thanks to the power of imagination.
Literally.
We got down there. And it was all like, oh no, where's the scalpel? What's going on? And then Yosef was like, what if you just believe hard enough? And then we were like, oh fuck. But then Catherine showed up all of a sudden and was like, you, awful people. Like, and we were like, oh shit. And she had the scalpel. What's going on? And there was a mysterious fog that was billowing and shit. And from the mysterious fog came a number of our past bad things. Yes, came a number of our past bad things, mostly people, and it was pretty not great. And Yosef was like, "Oh, just get the dagger, why don't you?" and split Lilith. And then some of us were like, "Wait. We're just thinking about this all of a sudden. That's a terrible idea." But then suddenly some other of y'all were like, wait, no, this is a great idea. I'll definitely split Lilith and just sort of give this guy a piece of the verdant. Battle ensued. A lot of like very like I don't know, a lot of like side switching occurred, like back and forth, and we ended up fighting with Yosef. After Lilith chose to split the piece of the verdant from herself. The piece of the verdant came out as this like beautiful little bird that is now all gunky and needs some Dawn dish soap.
Yep, it was taken back with you as you transferred from the realm of death back into the mausoleum of the Hands of Death in Chandla. You've arrived back at this cold, dark, gray stone mausoleum with wooden I cannot talk, I'm sorry. Wooden benches and wooden pews and a few benches on the side of the room. There is a lectern at the front. It's cold. It smells musty. You can hear the rain pounding down on the roofs of Chandla outside. I think we should just jump in here. Thank you. I think we should just jump in here and...
Do I clear my mild consequence? Sorry.
No, you don't. So that has to be cured. Okay. You clear out your stress, but your mild consequence sticks around until it's healed.
Cool.
So you all return out of the portal. Professor, you do realize in that moment that the Rite of Routes, if one knew it, could essentially be used to transfer great distances in the blink of an eye. as long as you're okay with going through the realm of death.
Mhm.
Which is an interesting application that you hadn't considered before and might explain how the Verdanthi do some of the things they do. But anyway, you're all back in the mausoleum right now, and you have the scalpel in hand. You have the bird in hand. I forget who's holding it. Who's got the bird?
Felicity does.
Okay.
And she's cleaned it.
Okay. So Felicity's got it, cleaned the bird off, and the mausoleum itself seems to be empty. Nobody's here, which you'd expect to see like Anna maybe to be here, or Graham maybe in Moses or the rest of his ilk, but it is completely empty at the moment. So just want to recenter everybody. Well, I think the characters will need to take a sec to recenter and figure out exactly what their plan is now, given the revelation from going to Death's Realm. But there are still 2 Verdanthi to take out if you are set on doing that. Marith and Ophelia. And your plan to do that was to throw a party at Franny Beckett's, invite a bunch of people, including those 2 Verdanthi, and then get them all at once. That was the plan that you sold to Franny, and that you promised her you would help her survive out the other end of that destruction. Yeah. I think we'll just bring it in. Go ahead, gang. Wow me.
All right.
How's everyone feeling?
I think we're still like covered in ash from the realm of death.
Wait, where are we right now?
We're in the mausoleum, the hands of death.
Oh, we're back. Okay.
Yeah,
We're back at the
made it
hands.
through the
Okay.
portal.
I'm gonna just do a little test tug on my tether. Are we tethered still?
Yes.
Okay,
Great.
great.
The tether is back in action.
I have the scalpel still. All right. Florence is gonna like round on Felicity here. She's like, did Yosef tell you how to break the tether?
No. We're gonna have to find out.
What else did he promise you when you trusted him to do this correctly, and he was gonna like bring you back without sacrificing anybody? Sorry, I'm being sarcastic because I'm a little upset with you, but also we made it out. So tell me everything.
Okay. Well,
I'm less upset with you. I just thank you for coming around. It took you long enough, but you did. I just wanted to say,
Lilith, we've made
thank you.
so much progress. I need you to just for one moment, not be awful. Do you understand that? I'm trying so hard to not be mean to you, and I need you to do the same thing for me. Okay?
Wow.
I'm on the precipice of something right now.
Right after a compliment. My goodness.
My goodness.
It is exactly as you witnessed. I knew that my lot was with Lilith, and I understood that her lot was with mine, and so we had to get you back. And that's why I struck that deal with Yosef.
I'm wondering if this scalpel could divide your bond. I was able to remove the Verdanthi, this bird, which we need to do something with, from Lilith. And Lilith, are you feeling well?
How am I feeling now that a piece of myself is no longer inside of me?
It's weird. You don't feel any different at all. It's like, man, how do I even describe this? It's like you don't feel that a fingernail gets cut off. You don't feel that you clip your nails, right? You don't feel that you cut your hair. But when you look in the mirror or you spend time to focus on it, you notice something's different.
So the reason why I chose to perform this, Lilith, and it was because I could see the tether going to the other objects that we found. Esther's not here anymore, so I forget the word all the time. It starts with an R. The relics. Thank you. they were tied to the relics, the cape, the poopery, the cloak, and it seemed like you were one of those items. So by removing this bird from you, I think I think it's a good thing. I hope it's a good thing. And if it's not, I'm so sorry. But that's why I chose that.
And it was my decision. I think
Yeah.
I think there was some truth in what Yosef was saying, even though his intentions may not be honest. When he described that two parts are within me, I mean, I could feel it. And so I know he intended to give this over to Florence. No, Felicity. Sorry, it's the F's for me.
It's fine.
Um,
I think he was going to
and
give
I don't
the
know
bird to
why.
Lacuna, right?
Yeah, there's never any evidence that he was going to do anything to help Felicity. Which is
Yeah.
why Felicity didn't follow through with the plan, because she realized that, I think.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
no, you would guess that Yosef's true goal was to get that piece of the verdant out of you, and then probably give it to Lacuna, and
Likely.
then maybe kill you? You don't know.
It seems that as much as everything is messed up out here, and perhaps there is some sort of balance that needs to be achieved, I don't know, I don't really understand that sort of stuff, but even so, it seems that Lacuna perhaps intends to not be a part of some sort of balance.
If we believe what Yosef said, that means that by removing the Verdanthi from you, Lily, we have given space for Lacuna to reappear. And maybe if he's telling the truth there in that one little moment, then some balance could be achieved. Who knows if this is accurate or not?
I mean,
But we have
in
this
your
bird.
studies, Lacuna was never proven to exist, correct? Like, do you think before all of this happened, is that what balance was, and we just never saw Lacuna because
I think we've seen too much evidence of Lacuna existing to not believe it's not real. I think there's just too many instances of wild.
I would just like to think that we were at peace at one point. Death, Lacuna, life.
Yeah.
So why can't I strike a deal? Maybe I should
Lacuna?
just show myself. Maybe we should just
Okay, this is a fine idea, but a time and place is important for such a thing. A time and place where everything moves to your advantage. You see? Lilith, we need to be strategic about how open you are with the world. And I think I know exactly the time and place.
And what would that be?
Well, for the record, we would have a smash cut here, but I suppose I'll say.
Oh.
But this party.
Oh yeah, the party. Totally forgot. Oh my god, the party.
Okay, wait. Before we jump into the party,
do you want to break the tether?
I think we should break the tether. Well, we should attempt to break the tether. I don't know how.
I feel like you've kind of earned it.
Okay, Lilith.
Oh my god.
I'm trying so hard to not start hating you again. I just need to be open about that. I need you to understand.
So you don't want me to break.
No, Lilith, I just need to be very open with you, and I need you to be open with me. I'm trying so hard to not like abhor every single thing, like every single fiber of your being when you say things like that. Do you understand that? So, just for a moment, try to be chill.
It's a little early to be talking about the struggle, don't you think?
Okay, you two. All right. What? We should do some. How do I do this?
It's one of the
No.
rights,
Is it one of the
right?
rights?
Right?
No.
I don't
Doesn't seem to
I don't
fit
think
any of
so.
them.
Hey, can you,
Yeah,
Professor, can you hand me that?
sure.
And I just sort of like hold the scalpel and then do a very sort of like light but simple slice between Lilith and I.
Oh God.
The scalpel cuts through air and nothing else.
I laugh. Okay. Don't you think that was a little too obvious? I grab it from your hands.
Okay,
Uh,
fine. Then is it gonna be you or me?
When I hold the scalpel, do I get any tingles?
When you hold it in your hand, when you hold it in your right hand, it feels the same as it feels to everybody else. If you hold it in your left hand, it feels right. Feels like it belongs there. But you don't get any other sense. You both, Felicity's like intuition might be kind of on point here because you both saw the verdant carved out of Lily beforehand. It stands to reason that like the scalpel probably needs to be used on one of you, Felicity or Lily, right? The question is which one.
Now, I wasn't really there when you brought me back in the sense that I was a little preoccupied, but I understand that you're my relic.
I mean,
Yes.
much more than that.
So then it stands to reason I'm going to need another relic. It stands to reason that we'll have to cut something of you out of you again. And
I don't
somehow
know. This
transfer
feels.
it to something else.
I almost wonder if part of myself is in you. Because this feels pretty good. I like hold it up in my left hand.
So
Okay.
can well, maybe let's see if that's true. And
What if you
well,
what if you die?
I have nowhere but up to go from here. I'm determined, Lilith. I'm not going to die again.
So when this worked with Lily, she was really willing, and Felicity seems willing here to do this. I bet you could. I bet you could
I
give this a go.
I think I can remove it. And I think it's something that I've given to you, Felicity.
Well, let's find out. And I would like to hug Lilith
Oh.
Aw.
and just sort of contemplate the distance between us.
Well, the tether is there. You can always feel it. It goes from Lilith to you. And it definitely comes out of one person and goes into the other. So, however you think is best, removing one end of it.
I want to give it a try. I want to do it.
Okay. Set the scene for me. How do people do you do it while Felicity's hugging you just real quick?
I let her hug me, and I'm not like enthusiastically hugging back by any means. but
Oh, come
when
on. We have
she's
such
ready.
an opportunity to make it homoerotic. Come on.
Oh, okay. Is that what we're doing? Okay, I embrace. I can feel your heart beating. There. How was that? All right, so we're gonna just lie you right on that cold slab,
You gay?
right on the stone. I'd like to think Florence, fetches a pillow
Sure.
for your head.
Fetch the ritual pillow.
Mm-hmm.
You fetch one of the throw pillows from the tea room.
Florence, any light reading we could sneak in before I get started on can you tell me what was that like for you? You did it to me.
You need to really, really focus on the tether. I was looking for you on you. I was looking for the verdant, and so for this, focus on the feeling of the tether and try and block out everything else. I'm going to be very quiet. I did it with the battle going on. You could definitely do this.
Yes, I can. I'd like to make an advantage, but I don't know if I have anything. We're kind of in a room of nothing. Gosh.
Can I try to make an advantage by rolling empathy? As in, like, I'm trying to just sort of understand the connection between Lilith and I as best as I can. Like, I think I'm just, like, thinking about my bond with her.
Yeah, I'd say that makes sense. Go ahead and roll empathy. We're going to call that difficulty 3.
Okay.
Hey, you made it. That is a tie, so it will get you a boost, Lilith.
That's okay. Well, I guess we probably only need this one, so that's great.
Okay. So you got 1 boost. I just upped it on your sheet. Oh, wait, I didn't actually. Hold on.
And I center myself and I concentrate very deeply on the feeling that we've shared over these past days or weeks. Who can be so sure? And I'm gonna reach out for the tether using my left hand, and it is my intention to cut it.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you a choice. You can either do lore to use your knowledge, to know how and where to cut this best, much like Professor Alligar did with the verdant. You can use burglary because that involves the aspect of lockpicking and fine motor movements, so that will make sense. You could use that, or you can go raw manual dexterity and roll athletics. Any of those will work.
Well, obviously, I'm gonna have to go athletics.
Yeah, sure. Makes sense.
I think you went to the gym.
Twirl the scalpel a few times in your fingers and go for a little hook and pull.
Oh, gosh.
This is going to be difficulty 5.
Whoa.
Whoa. All right.
Go for a success with style. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I mean, I should use my boost, right?
You could use your boost. Succeeding with style is 3 or more.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But you could use your boost if you wanted to. If you did use your boost, that would certainly get it from a conditional success to a full success. Because remember, you have to actually beat it. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
But a conditional success does sound pretty interesting.
Up to you. I know what it is.
What is the boost? Like, I just want...
So the boost...
When will it expire exactly?
It'll expire after this scene. The boost is basically like a super transient aspect that you can tag for free. So we don't even bother naming it in this case. It's just like, Felicity focused and gave you a boost.
I'd like to think Okay, you know what? I'll put it in Felicity's court in this one, whether I use the boost because you're the one that produced the boost.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's use it.
Okay, we're gonna use the
All right.
boost.
I want conflict, but I think it makes sense to do it.
Okay, here we go. So that kicks it up to a 7. Lily, you reach out and were you going for yourself or Felicity? I forget.
Well, I am feeling the tether that is between us.
Mm-hmm.
And so visually, I am snapping the tether, which is attaching both of us.
Sure,
So I
but
don't know what that would look like.
you got to cut into one of you with the scalpel, much like Florence did to you with getting the verdant out.
I'd like to think of it as I'm like shaving Felicity.
Okay, sure.
Wow, really homoerotic.
Like not a full puncture, but definitely like, yeah, there can be blood. That's fine.
Okay, so the scalpel reaches out and Lily's left hand hooks into Felicity's stomach and then pulls. There's no blood, no skin tearing. It cuts in on a spiritual level and it pulls out this black lump, this like mass that pulls out, and there's this like thin black line that gets yanked out of Felicity and extracts itself, and it looks like it's like sort of a what does it look like it's made out of? It looks like it's just made out of thread. It's difficult to tell. But there's a kind of black globby clump that gets ripped out of Felicity, like a cancerous growth that comes out, and you just whip your left hand and throw it down to the ground, and as soon as it hits the stone of the mausoleum floor, it dissolves into ash, just fades away. The ash drifts up into the air and fades away as well, and a line goes up to you, Lily, and you suddenly feel as if you've lost something. It's gone from you. You don't feel connected to Felicity anymore at all. No longer attached. Felicity, you are untethered and you feel yourself suddenly feel light, like a weight was lifted off your shoulders. And then you realize that the lightness you're feeling is actually your spirit beginning to drift out of your body. You feel like you're disassociating a bit. You need something to cling on to, anything that could tether you to this world. What do you pick?
Oh my god.
What do I see around me?
There's some pews. There's the ritual pillow. There's your friend Florence. There's your friend Lily. There's any of the things any of you have on you in your pockets. There's a wooden lectern.
Can you pick a pew? That's so funny.
Well, I think I just like instinctively reach for the scalpel.
Oh man. All right. Damn.
I think that was the wrong answer.
I just want conflict, okay?
You know what else I got? Okay, wait. I have 3 tickets to a resort town. You can have.
You
My
know,
god.
that threw me for a loop, but I think that makes perfect sense. So, Felicity, you reach out, you focus on the scalpel, this thing that has intensely given you your freedom, something you have a personal connection with, and you suddenly feel that you're tied to it in an important and imperceptible way. Lily, the scalpel feels like warmer in your hand, and then it feels warm in your hand for a moment, and then that sense that it belongs with you, that it belongs in your hand, it fades.
I drop it and like stare at
Clatter.
Felicity. What did you do?
I fall to a knee. We did it? Lilith, we did it. We did it. And I jump forward and I hug you again, and we did it. And I think I yank you into a hug, the professor.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
We did it. We did it.
Yay.
And in the process, I think I even accidentally like kicked the scalpel away and feel this weird sense of like, we did it.
It
What is-
rolls for a bit and then comes to a stop. You don't feel tied to it at all. It doesn't pull you along, but you do feel like it's something important you should keep by you.
Lilith, I understand now. I think I get it.
What do you get?
Yeah.
Before I thought of you as some sort of childish god I was bound to, but now I realize you're just a friend who's done me a great favor. So can I change my aspect to crossing paths?
Well,
Can
I
change
mean,
that?
you would be able to if we hit a significant milestone, which we just have.
Hey!
Woo!
Okay. So, go ahead and click on that link there, gang. It's been a while since we've quote unquote leveled up in this system. So go ahead and take a look see through there, and let's get that going. Oh, sorry, I linked the wrong one. This is a major milestone. One more above.
Hey,
There we go.
Hey, Lilith, can I ask you a question?
Gosh dang it.
You may, free spirit.
So previously, I'm just curious about your opinion, really. My crossing
okay.
path aspect was bound to a childish god. Maybe it could be like something, I don't know, like
Indebted.
no, what? Oh, what? No, absolutely not.
Indebted.
No, what? Get out of here! Shoot! Go home.
I
You
love
asked for my opinion.
You have conflict.
I love how Wendy got power in this campaign and then just went mad with it immediately.
Immediately.
This is great.
I'm thinking maybe like I don't know, like this isn't right, but like something like bonded with a friend or something like that, or
Or like a overwhelming optimism for life.
oh, that's fun.
No.
Wait, no, I like that. Like a
Like you've
Like
been given a new chance at life, and like that's because of me. So like that makes you happy, and you're just happy to be here.
That's pretty reasonable. It is kind of what happened. There was a bit of a detour, but you know.
We got there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We worked it out.
So how about can I change it OGM to an intense gratitude for life, or yeah.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good one. That could be very double-sided because I can invoke it when you're in situations that would threaten your life. So I think that
Great.
makes
And
perfect sense.
We just to confirm, we are doing a major milestone.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a huge one. So it gives you the benefits of a significant and a minor. So you basically want to scroll up and like start from there. So let's go through and let's do the minor first. You can do one of the following for minor. Switch the rank values of any two skills, or replace one average plus one skill with one that isn't on your sheet. Change any single stunt for another stunt. Purchase a new stunt if you have the refresh. Can't go below one. Refresh. Rename one character aspect that isn't your high concept.
I feel like I gotta change my relationship with Lily also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm excited to see what this change is going to be.
Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't expecting this. Usually I think about this like a day or so before, but all right, let's see.
Maybe I should have posted about it, but I figured it was time. We haven't done one of these in a while, and there was just a huge shakeup. So
yeah. Let's see. Okay, so first we do significant, or no, first we do minor. Okay.
I'm kind of at a loss because obviously like there is a piece of me that was there that is no longer there, and I don't know exactly what that entails.
Yeah, that might actually involve changing your high concept, which
Right.
could be something that comes up later. but you could swap out another aspect now, if you think that's relevant.
So instead of changing my high concept,
You can change any aspect that you can rename one character aspect that isn't your high concept. So you could, at this point, you could rename Burden with the Troubled Past if you think you're getting over the minor effects of that, since you're starting to learn the truth of it. You know, if you feel like Lily's come around to more like of a self-actualization where it's like, all right, I kind of know where I am. I understand why Ophelia did what she did to a point. You could do that. You could swap out one of your skills. You could purchase a new stunt that would lower your refresh, but you could do it.
I think the list I'm reading is not what you are referencing.
Oh, so in a major milestone, we start with a minor milestone first. So you want to scroll up and look at minor milestones.
Oh, okay, that's
Like
fine.
we're gonna do a minor and then a significant and then a major.
And then a
milestone.
major, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because it confers, the major milestone confers the benefits of the minor and significant as well.
Fabulous. Okay, perfect.
Oh, I don't know what to do. Okay,
I
do
know
wanna
there's so much.
Okay, I do want to change my relationship with Lilith. Okay, how is Florence feeling? We just got back from the realm of death.
So
Florence
you're-
is not like she's not thinking Lily is death anymore. She thinks she's deeply connected, but she's not death.
Wow, you're getting off
and-
your god high.
Yeah, and and also I never used this one. I never used this aspect, and so I want to change it to something actually useful. And I still feel like I'm protecting Lily a lot. I still feel like our relationship has gotten a lot more collaborative. Like I'm recognizing that you're like growing up and you are actually making not all the time, but a lot of good choices.
It does feel like the ratio has been improving lately,
Yeah.
to some degree.
Yeah.
I'm growing up.
Mhm.
Is it my birthday yet? Just kidding. I know. I was thinking about changing my trouble, but
Is it my birthday yet?
yeah, like it's hard enough being a teenager. What if I'm like,
I think it's hard enough being a teenager is still pretty great.
it is pretty great. Yeah.
Chat, I'll take suggestions if anyone's listening. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm
think it's
trying
us.
to think for you over here.
I think we're alone in the universe today.
I like it. It's great.
I'm wondering. Well, okay, sorry to shift gears, but I'm
Shift gears.
thinking about redoing my stunts because first of all, I don't fully know if I'm taking full advantage of my stunts, but my crossbow +1 is like kind of, I don't really, should I sub out my stunt
You could also just buy a new one.
with a fate
Yeah.
point?
Yeah, so you have 5 points of refresh right now, which means at the start of every session you get 5 fate points. Above 3 stunts, you can have more stunts, but for every stunt you take over 3, you get -1 refresh.
I just don't think I'm getting value out of the crossbow.
Yeah, so you
stunt.
can also choose to change any single stunt for another one. You just
Does
need to
anyone
explain to me
remember any stunts that I've done?
what that is.
You use herbs all the time.
Right. Yeah, we're not
Um,
getting rid of that.
Psychic medium has been helpful in the early game. We haven't used it as much lately.
Well, psychic medium is the ability that lets Lily talk and manipulate ghosts with empathy. Like that's
Love it.
huge. Like
It's huge. Crossbow has been great.
Yeah, but I still have my shoot. I'm still a good shooter. So I'm
True.
just like, is there something a little bit more powerful that I should be?
maybe something to do with stealth and sneaking around might be more beneficial. We can take a look at some
So
of
I
the
just
suggested stunts.
bumped down my stealth.
Oh, okay. All right. Never mind. Never mind.
But-
That's
but
I'm like, I
sweet.
think I'm getting less stealthy.
Let me take a look at empathy stunts. You know, it's usually good if you want to take a new stunt to take it in a skill you're really skilled at. If you want to, so let's see. So here's the suggested empathy stunts inside the Fate Core SRD. Hold on. There we go. Let's see. Oh, you can do nose for trouble, which lets you determine turn order based off of empathy instead of notice, which would pretty much guarantee you always go first because you like know when things are gonna kick off. That's pretty sick.
It's kind of in character too.
Psychologist is really good. Once per session, you can reduce somebody else's consequence by 1 level of severity by succeeding on an empathy roll with a difficulty of fair, +2 for mild, good or moderate, or great for severe. This has to be a mental consequence, and you need to talk with the person you're treating. And I don't think that really fits Lily. You're not exactly...
No.
Yeah.
I'm way too self-absorbed.
Yeah. You could take Lie Whisperer as the other suggestion. +2 to all empathy rolls made to discern or discover lies, whether they're directed at you or someone else.
I feel like it could be a little thematic that possibly Lilith is looking maybe a little bit more outside herself than before.
True.
That's at least been my impression.
I like the lying part, but I also liked the thing about it subbing out my empathy for notice.
Yeah, always going first. Pretty much always going first in conflicts could be pretty sweet.
What do you guys think, gang, between the two?
You can also come up with your own if you have any ideas. But
I don't have any. I can't think of anything because I'm waiting to see if my powers have shifted at all with this recent change.
well, you could say you're gonna do a stunt and then you could
Fill it in later.
Yeah, fill it in later.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. What about you, Tony? What's Felicity thinking?
Well, wait. I just have a quick question for Florence. Like, I'm curious, like, with this sort of like waning thought that Lilith is your god. I'm curious if there's a grief in that.
I think our relationship has changed in the fact that I want Lilith to like be in control of her own destiny. Like, I'm like, she's not a god of death. She is my ward still, but she's someone who has been like pulled around by a lot of different supernatural beings, and she is like deeply a part of it. But I'm like, I feel like it's less that I'm like devoted to her as like a servant of the hands of death, and more like I think she deserves like a full life. I feel like she deserves everything she wants. Ooh, Lily deserves everything she wants.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Ooh,
That's still kind of a scary one.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
still
really
kind of
good
scary.
aspect.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Ooh.
Thank you for letting me talk that out. Okay.
Wow.
Lily
I can't
deserves
figure
it.
out how to change my aspect. I just keep clicking on it,
you
and
gotta-
it's ruining.
You got to hit the gear at the top right.
Yeah, I don't. Oh wait,
Like where it says she.
sheet.
So down below, see the big blue header that says aspects on the right.
Ye-
To the right of that, there's a gear.
I don't. Yeah, I don't have a gear in this in that
Oh,
one
okay.
section.
I must have the only ability to do it. Tell me what you want to change, and I can do that.
Oh no, I'm not ready. I'm gonna change my burden with a troubled past. I just have no idea. I haven't gotten that far.
Okay.
I was too distracted by the technical difficulty, so never
Okay.
mind.
No worries. Okay, so Felicity, what are you doing for the minor milestone?
For the minor milestone, I am renaming my crossing path aspect from bound to a childish god to an intense gratitude for life.
Oh, that's right. We discussed that. Okay, cool. All right. Moving on to significant then. In addition to the benefit of a minor milestone, you also gain both of the following. 1 additional skill point, which you can spend to buy a new skill at average +1 or increase an existing skill by 1 rank. But remember the skill pyramid. If you have any severe consequences, you can rename them to begin recovery. Nobody does. And that's it. Those are the two choices you make. So pick a skill and raise it by 1, basically. But remember, there has to be enough skills beneath a skill to raise it up.
So you can have like skills of the same number. So for example, I've got 2 4s, 2 3s, 4 2s, and 4 1s.
Mm-hmm.
They can match, right?
Yeah, they can match, but you can't.
Yeah.
You couldn't, for example, have 5 2s and 4 1s.
That
Right?
makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna bring a 2 to a 3. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. And you know what? I'm always needing more athletics, so let's just bump that up.
Just click that up there.
Oh, whoops. Yeah. There we go.
Oh, that's a good roll.
Alas.
I feel like I'm gonna increase my lore by 1.
Ooh. Yeah. The
Uh-oh.
experience.
Thank you. I don't want to be the only brains out here.
Oh wait, no, it doesn't
What
work.
do you mean no?
Well, no, wow, I really thought that would work with my thing. Oh, this is confusing.
You must respect the skill pyramid. That should work. You'll have. No, wait, it won't. No, because you'll have 5 2s and 4 1s at that point.
I just feel like thematically it doesn't make sense to increase burglary or provoke or resources or shoot.
I mean, you could raise athletics, fight, notice, or will up to 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, any of those would work because you only have 1 4 skill, but you have 3 skills. So raising 1 up, you'd be set.
Guess will up to 4.
All right. Lily, what are we thinking?
Okay, I've been thinking. I'm still working on my aspect, by the way.
Okay.
I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna sub out my burden with a troubled past, I'm like, okay, I'm like still driven by this goal of like coming into like my true self, but also like after this talk about like our camaraderie and like having lost a companion, like I feel like something involving those relationships would be good. So I'm trying to like see if I can't combine the two. So I was thinking like the truth will set me free, but I won't leave my friends behind.
Those feel like 2 separate.
Maybe. Huh?
Those feel like 2 separate ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay. What about like rising from the ashes?
that's very poetic, but I feel like for it to be an aspect, we need to make it more related to character and more definitive.
Okay.
So I just want to make something clear here. For the minor milestone, you can either change an aspect or you can replace that stunt. You can't do both.
Oh.
So you have to make a choice.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'll move on then.
Okay. All right. So you're going to do the stunt then. Okay. So for the significant milestone, what are you increasing? By +1. You could bring your athletics up to 4. Or crafts or shoot. Any of those would be sick.
Yeah, I don't use my athletics enough.
You unfortunately can't bring fight up to 3. I mean, you could bring shoot up to 4. That'd be pretty sweet.
I do
Yeah.
like to shoot. I only can bump up one of them.
Yep. And you got to obey the skill pyramid.
Yep. Okay.
I feel like you having higher notice would be nice if you could do that.
You can't. You'll disobey
Nope,
the skill
I can't.
pyramid.
Never mind.
I know.
Respect the pyramid.
Okay, then I'll just I'll up my shoot.
Okay. Sounds good. Get that up there. All right. Major milestones. Okay. If you have an extreme consequence, you can rename it. You don't. Take an additional point of refresh, which allows you to immediately buy a new stunt or keep it in order to give yourself more fate points at the beginning of a session. Sick. Everybody goes up to 6. You can do that. You can advance a skill beyond the campaign's current skill cap if you're able to. I'm gonna, yeah, I know, game. I'm gonna fix it. Okay, so Lily's taking the point of refresh, it looks like. You can advance a skill beyond the campaign's current skill cap if you're able to, thus increasing the skill cap. Or you can rename your character's high concept, should you desire.
So if I go up 6, that would give me an extra fate point. Is that correct?
Yeah, at the start of the next session, you get 6 fate points instead.
Okay.
Where are the? Oh, it's in the settings for the entire game.
What is the skill cap?
There's a skill cap of this game of that we set. Let's see, what was it? Trying to see what we set it at. I don't think that matters because I don't think anybody can actually get that high according to the skill pyramid. So I think taking that extra point of refresh is basically your one recourse.
Okay. It says that you can get all of the following. Is that not true?
Achievement confers the benefit. Oh yeah, and all the following additional. You're right. You are absolutely right. Okay. So yeah, you can do all of those. So never mind.
So do I get to bump up a skill, or did I already do that?
I think if you're able to bump up a level 4 skill, I think, but
I wanna
just
do
let me
that.
do it for mine.
Yeah, you can if you want. You can bring one up to 5.
Wild.
Hot diggity.
Okay.
Codex, meanwhile, I've given myself a new stunt.
Ooh. Okay. Sounds sick. Let me see. Strength from determination.
You, Patty. Wow.
Whoa. That's wild. All right, I like it.
Wow.
Classic skill swap. Skill swap stunt.
Wait, what did you swap?
I took a new stunt called Strength from Determination that uses will instead of physique on any overcome rolls representing feats of strength. Wait,
Oh,
what?
nice.
What is an overcome roll specifically?
I was going to say, I love the specificity there. So there are 4 different types of rolls. There is an overcome roll, which lets you overcome an aspect or something else in the world, right? That's like the basic, like, hey, you got to jump this gap. You got to pick this lock. You got to stop the house from burning down. Those are overcome rolls. There's created advantage rolls, which you folks know about. That creates an aspect for somebody else to use. There's attacking, which deals damage to something, either physically or mentally. And there's defending, which stops you from taking damage. So you're specifically saying, I can only use this stunt on rolls, on will rolls that would be physique rolls that represent feats of strength for overcoming something, which is great. That's exactly how replace stunts are supposed to work. You're supposed to be that specific.
Oh, I'm gonna do one of those. That's so sick.
Yeah, it's very
I'm
handy.
ready to go.
Lets you shore up your character's shortcomings in some areas if you want. As long as you're specific. Yeah, everybody should also increase the refresh to 6. So I think Felicity's the only one that needs to do that.
Well, I think if I take a stunt, that's in lieu of increasing my refresh, right?
No, you get all of these things. Yeah.
Oh.
The major milestone gives you all of those things. And the stunt actually where are you getting the stunt from? Oh, I see what you mean. Because you took a stunt, your refresh goes down. You're right. That is exactly correct. So you stay at 5. Okay. Because you are
Okay.
over 3. Oh,
I need help with wording.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna do I'm still like adjusting the wording for my minor. aspect change. I'm gonna go Lilith deserves everything she wants, or Lilith deserves everything she needs.
Wow, that's a wild
Ooh.
path. Which one do you feel Florence more desires in this moment? Do you think Florence would be a good parent or a bad parent?
I think she's a good parent.
Okay.
And so I think it's about everything she needs, but I
Uh-huh.
think everything she wants would be really trippy.
Yeah,
I-
well,
I
yeah,
agree with you, but I do think that Lilith deserves everything she wants is basically what your previous stunt was.
true. True.
It's true. So this is
Or
different.
aspect.
Yeah.
That is exactly correct. Yep. Okay, cool.
Okay. Thanks.
I like it. I like it. All right. So I think the only thing we have left now, Florence, you still don't have a third stunt. Just as a heads up.
I never use these things, and I can't think of one.
I found it helpful just to like that that
Have
link that
something.
Codex sent.
Oh yeah. Wait, where did that link go?
I mean, the both the ritualist and the bookworm skills has been used before.
It's true.
And then
Oh, wow.
Lily, do you have any idea what your third stunt is going to be?
I've been thinking about changing my high concept actually.
Sure. Yeah. I think that
I
makes a
just
lot of sense.
I'm getting a little stumped what direction I want to go in, because frankly, I feel like any change is going to be kind of minor, so I'm like maybe I shouldn't even. I don't know. I'm open to hearing people's opinions and ideas.
I think changing your high concept at this moment makes a lot of sense, especially because you've learned more about the nature of what you actually are. What do you think Lily would want to be, given everything that's happened?
I am. She is. She wants to make the world right, but I don't know if I am confident in how to go about it anymore.
Okay, that's actually like a great high concept, right? Like maybe like something along the lines of uh not aimless, uh inexperienced inexperienced. I don't want to say revolutionary. I mean, that's kind of what it is. Inexperienced revolutionary kind of makes sense. It's very evocative, and I think that's pretty good. But you need something more.
Torn by my own humanity.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
maybe.
Is
I-
that can you? That's great for Codex. Can you use that?
yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, aspects are supposed to be double-sided. So like you want to think about how I could compel it and how you could use it to get advantages.
I am death, or does or am I?
I'm death.
No.
I am the knight.
Right. Mastering death and torn between
You could just do the classic.
control and chaos.
You could just do the classic between two worlds. You know,
Okay,
something like
great.
that works. Like, I'm just suggesting things. Like, you don't have to go for that. Let's see. Maybe divided on what I should become. Maybe that's the true answer. Maybe it can also be something based around your hatred of Ophelia. If you feel like that's really, really core to your character, you could go that way.
Okay, I have a new stunt.
Oh.
I've chosen lies upon lies, and I get a +2 to create deceive advantage against someone who's already believed one of my lies during a session.
Whoa, that's crazy. All right.
Yeah, that's from that website.
Do we feel that Florence is? That's interesting. I didn't see Florence as a very deceptive person.
I have a +3.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right, fair enough.
I think I'm switching gears. I don't know if I can change my high concept. I can't think of anything. But for my stunt, I do want to do one of those. I want to use my empathy instead. And I was thinking for my overcome roles, but I wouldn't be opposed to creating an advantage either. I'm trying to think what would be most appropriate for my lady.
So it's got to replace another skill, and it has to be specifically for one of those action types
Oh, got it. Okay.
or a specific situation.
There's some fun stunts in that link that I just sent.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, those are great.
Do you have hardcore parkour? It's just fun to say. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna put it in the Twitch chat.
Hardcore parkour.
This is so fun. Okay, hold on.
It's a
I
different
feel like Wendy needs this. I feel like Lilith needs this.
You could probably have a lot of fun with something like that. What is it? Athletics? Is it athletics stunt or?
If you're like doing a precarious chase, or yeah, you get a +2 to athletics. I'm like, that sounds like something Wendy needs.
Yeah, could very well be important considering.
Wait, where did you send that?
Oh, it's in the Twitch chat. Sorry.
Oh, haha. Hardcore parkour. I mean, I love that. I'll do that just to be fun.
Nice.
Okay, sweet. All right. In that case, we're all leveled. So, with that in mind, to bring us back in here, you are currently inside the Mausoleum of the Hands of Death. You've just removed the tether from Felicity. You have reflected on your experiences and taken a moment to rest. Now what?
Okay, if I think back to many previous episodes, I feel like I had figured out how to defeat Ophelia without killing everybody, even though I think Marith is the worst, because he killed my friend Esther, and I don't like that. So we could just go to the party and, we could plant a bomb, we could take them out, we could start a fire.
Just to be clear, just so the record's correct, Ophelia killed Esther.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Marith really, Marith set things off, I guess, by starting the tithe, but
Yeah, that's what I don't like. That's
Okay.
right. Okay, great. Yeah, gross. So I think they both have to go for, various reasons. But to kill Ophelia, we have to find and remove all of her clones that have a part of her.
Did we ever identify how many there were?
We didn't.
You did. There were
we
5.
did?
Yeah, there were 5,
And we've killed 3,
you've
right?
you've killed 2 of them. Yes.
Yeah, there's 3 left.
Now, the thing is that from your research, you don't have to kill all the clones. You really just got to get at the real one, right? It's just that okay, so it's tough because she'll I guess you do have to get all the clones. Sorry.
Yeah,
you're right, because she's gonna regrow herself. Yeah, okay.
So I think before the party, we need to try to at least get one of them, because she'll probably, I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to be overwhelmed when we're going after Ophelia, and then she also has 3 more clones with her also attacking us.
Well, I think that's very possible, and I'm down for that plan. I mean, another option is possibly either getting some other people to kill Ophelia's, or planning.
Yeah, what are the hands even up to? We're
That's
just
a good
coming and a going.
that's a good question. Like, where the heck are they? You would expect somebody to be in the mausoleum, but nobody's here. You don't even know what the streets of Chandler look like right now.
Oh.
Let's look around the mausoleum, because we've only been in this one room. So, yeah, maybe there's some notes left out or bodies or something.
Have we showered yet?
No.
Yeah, we
Notes.
rested.
Well, you haven't showered.
Oh, that's true.
DB, you fucking gamer, like some notes left out. Some audio logs that are around.
Hey,
Look.
I can dig it. Give me notice rolls. We'll
Look.
call this difficulty 4, I think.
My notes are so detailed that I have like notes on Ophelia's clones. Like, here's my notes for Ophelia's clones. Feel free to change that anytime.
Oh, sick.
All right.
Oh.
Wow, Felicity made it. Everybody else just kind of beefed it. Okay. So, you folks have a look around the mausoleum. You're right. You haven't really seen much of this place. In addition to the main room where like sermons would be heard, back in the days where the Hands of Death gave those, there's also the tea room that I described off to the side. You find a back hallway which has a number of like, I don't want to say dormitories, but there's small bedrooms that folks could rest in, which you would guess Anna or some other folks would stay in, in harder times when there needed to be sanctuary. There is a room around the back that's like this wide open circular room that has like a number of chairs that are set up in a circle, that probably like maybe a council room at one point in time. Florence, actually you would know this, Florence. This room was used for like meetings of the officiate of the Hands of Death back in the early days, when you were just getting started. But Felicity, you're looking around, and there's all over the place in here. There isn't a lot of imagery, but every now and again you'll see this imagery of like these thin bipedal figures with no faces that have like bird wings on their back. Like every now and again you see these like reflected in the stonework or the artwork or something along those lines. And the line has always been, Florence, that these things were creatures that basically there was a belief at one point in time with the Hands and like the Thanatologists and people who followed death that these things were some sort of psychopomp that transferred spirits from one realm to the next. It was an old belief that was held. But Felicity, you look at one of those and you notice that it doesn't have any dust on it. As opposed to like the majority of the other fixtures around here. And you just on a whim kind of reach out and pull it, and it pulls forward like a lever, and there's a clunk as it does so. And as you do that, a section of the mausoleum of the Hands of Death, a section of the wall behind the lectern in the main room, there's a grinding noise as it slides back and opens up, and there's a side doorway that leads in between the walls. That leads into a dark, dusty passageway.
Which I immediately go into.
Okay. You wander inside. It's dark within, and there are a set of stairs that descend down into an even deeper basement. It's completely dark.
I do that like really moody thing where like I take a candle that's like I found on the wall or something like that.
In sleepy. Sorry. I assume we're like following with you, correct?
Hey,
You didn't like sneak away without us, right?
Hey, you two, over here.
Wow, Felicity. Sharp eye.
Florence, you've never
I
seen
know.
this part of the
I know.
I
mausoleum.
don't know
fake
who
one.
built this building, but they have so many hidden passageways. What could this one be?
Wait, can I say my cool person line in response to what Lilith said?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Lilith, can you say that again?
Hey, Felicity. Sharp eye.
I know a fake when I see one. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, Felicity leads the way as the three of you slowly make your way down into the dim darkness of the basement of the Hands of Death mausoleum. Candle flickers, giving off a small errant light in this oppressive darkness. The walls down here are pure black stone, And the deeper down you go, you feel like the colder it gets until you eventually descend into a lower basement room where there are a number of wooden tables laid out. And you can see that there are. The scene here is somewhat sterile, you would say. Like, as you go down, you notice that there were some dust and cobwebs on the staircase, but as you get down into this lower room, you can see that there is nothing, there's no dust, no cobwebs. It is immaculately clean in here. There are several wooden tables laid around, like 3 or 4 laid out, and there are just cupboards, 2 cupboards really, full of this like fresh linen bandages that are fully stocked down here. There is also a like a little tray stand that has a litany. I say a litany that has a number of carving tools on it. Like they look like doctor's instruments. It's a number of different scalpels and cutting tools. You see a nasty looking pair of pincers, that sort of thing.
Where's the bird? Do we have the bird?
Yeah.
Yeah, Felicity's been holding on to it, I guess.
Wait, Felicity has the bird?
Yeah, is
Yeah,
it in your
well-
bag or like?
I'm almost thinking like we're going like full Snow White. Like I'm thinking like maybe like I've been like feeding it little bits of things, and maybe it's like on my hand or something, like maybe even on my shoulder.
It for now it rests on your shoulder. You get the sense that as soon as you're back out in the open air, that thing's gonna take off.
Okay. All right. I keep a bunch of gunk nearby.
There's no gunk. You've washed it off.
I go back up the staircase, find a bunch of cobwebs, and then like I pour some I don't
Okay.
know, starchy liquid.
No.
I mean, we could have just found like a little cage.
I'm not gonna cage a bird. I'll gunk a bird, but I won't cage a bird.
Got it. Okay.
There's
Got it.
there's not enough gunk here. It's gunkless. It's a gunk-free zone.
Boy, you got me gunkless.
Okay, I'm gonna listen with my ears and try and identify if there are any humans afoot. You know, I'll reach out with my ghost skills, see if I can't feel any spirits nearby. I'm just kind of doing a general scan.
Okay. Give me 1 sec on that. It's completely sterile down here, like I said. One thing you do notice in the flickering light of the candle is that a number of the wooden tables are stained red. Like a dark, deep red. Okay, give me a empathy roll, Lily. It's going to be difficulty... Actually, it shouldn't be that hard. Difficulty 2. Oh!
Wow.
Oh, you're feeling off since Death's Realm, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, you're going to feel like you should use the reroll, but I'm telling you, it'll only be worse if you reroll.
I mean, honestly, in this case, well, it can't get worse, but in this case, taking either one would be fine, because the +2 is going to get you over the difficulty anyway. So...
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna reroll just for fun because this is my new superb skill.
It literally can't get worse. Like, it could be the same, but that's just
true.
crazy. Yeah, see? Succeed with style, why don't you?
Incredible.
All right. Which, you know, if you'd taken the +2, you wouldn't have succeeded with style. So maybe there's something to this whole reroll thing, just to be clear.
There's not.
If you ever run a Fate game, Tony, I will do nothing but reroll, and you'll see the joy of rerolling.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. It sounds like a great time from your perspective. Because it is worse.
I mean, maybe. In some cases, it depends. All right, let me
You
see.
see, you've known the whole time.
No. It's always like legitimately. It's always it's a choice, because sometimes taking the +2 is better, but sometimes a reroll is actually the right choice in a lot of cases. All right, let's see here. What do I want to call it? I'm just gonna call this tuned in, and that's 1 free invoke. Oh, there's already a note for okay. All right, there we go, Lily. Tuned in. Okay, so you do indeed feel something, Lily. A reverberation goes out, and you realize that within the stones of this room, near the back, where the tables are like far away from where the tables are congregated, there's like a just a back part of the room that's a blank wall, and you can feel that there's a spirit within that wall.
Ooh.
Are there passageways that you mentioned in this room?
No, there doesn't seem to be any exits from here.
Okay, I'm gonna go put my hand up against the wall and see if I can't pick up on any specific verbiage, perhaps.
The mixture begins with 1 part herbana and 2 parts barley root. You want to combine them into a paste. Add in flour, which I know seems strange, but it's important for the binding process. Continue adding water and mix thoroughly. Once a thin paste forms, and the victim is resting on the table, apply it to the face. Cover the entire head. Make sure no part is left out. Otherwise, the mask won't be sufficient. And it's just like this, it's this voice that is just whispering these instructions to you as you're like standing next to the wall.
Can I repeat that back so that Florence hears what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you know what that means?
Lilith, take a guess.
Honestly, I was chewing. I like could barely hear.
That's so funny. Okay.
I was snacking and I was like, wait, did Codex get way quieter? Because like I could not hear what
All right.
I'm so sorry.
But Codex was making was describing how to make a death mask, right?
I mean that seems to be that seems to be what's going on.
Yeah.
Whatever
that's
is behind the wall is gives out these instructions.
Okay, well I'm turning you up on my volume because I'm snacking. Okay, wait, but that's someone that's a ghost that I'm hearing.
Yep, it's a dead person.
Presumably the one that we heard, or well, I noticed before.
Yes.
Right.
Interesting. Does the blood seem fresh? Like
No.
This okay.
No, it does not.
Is it saying anything else, Lily?
Not that I can make out.
It goes through this whole instruction list, and it says once the paste is thoroughly applied, begin carving. Be careful not to destroy any part of the face. And then it just like goes through the rest of the grotesque process of making one of these things. One other thing it says is that the body must be burned after the ritual is completed. Otherwise, the mask will not work. And it just like goes through this whole thing.
I mean, we've been dying to know how to do this.
Yeah. If you were to sit here for a bit and copy the instructions down and you were willing to enact them, and you had the stomach for it, you could now make one of these things. Yes.
I think it would be only appropriate that Florence is like grabbing a notebook and like,
Oh yeah.
you're
Totally.
scribbling
I'm
it
right
down
there.
as I'm like kind of repeating it.
The implications of this though are a little frightening. Like there's nothing that says these folks couldn't have just abducted people off the street and done this to them in the past. Who knows? But yeah.
Hey, I see you getting pretty excited about, well, whatever you're learning here right now, but this seems wrong.
Felicity, I am not under the delusion that what the Hands of Death are doing is any better than what the Verdanthi are doing. But knowing how things are done is extremely important.
Yeah, this is
I
this
guess.
is history.
At the end of the set of instructions, there's a long, you hear a sharp intake of breath, which is odd for a ghost, just a... And then it begins again. And you notice at this point that it says all of these instructions in a single breath.
I'm gonna reach out and see if we can't have a conversation.
Okay. What do you say to initiate it?
Who are you?
Nielsen. It answers.
Oh, you can hear me. Nielsen?
It stops giving the instructions and it keeps speaking in a single breath, and it says, Nielsen, servant of the hands, leader of the hands, gave up my life for the secrets of Death's realm. Have watched over this sanctuary for a long time. Watched over you for a long time, Lilith Mortimer. Watched over your friend Florence as well, and her poor brother Ethan. I'm sorry for all the trouble you've suffered. I hope the hands can help you make it right. It goes back to repeating the instructions.
Nielsen, wait. What about Lacuna?
What about Lacuna? Do you have questions I can help with answering?
I'm trying to restore balance. I want to set things right. Is Lacuna part of the balance?
There's like a raspy laugh that comes from whatever's behind the wall, and it says, part of the balance. No, it's a parasite.
What do I need to do?
And it keeps going and it says, in all honesty, I would reunite the Verdant and Death. You see, they used to be one, used to be together, used to be happy. The thing a lot of people don't understand about death as a whole is that it really isn't an ending to things. It's a change. It's a transference from one state to another. It's not an ending, it's just the beginning of a different cycle. And death would be at the end of that cycle, and the Verdant would be at the beginning, but in a circle, that's kind of the same thing. It's either a single god with two faces, or two gods with one face, or two entities that are very close. But a long time ago, ages ago, there was a separation that took place. How? I'm not sure. The hands never really figured it out. But from that gap was born Lacuna. If the Verdant and Death were brought back together, then maybe Lacuna would disappear entirely. That would be balance to me. But there's no telling what effect that would have on the people of this world. Would it be the right thing? Would it be the way you'd want to live? At the whims of two gods? Lacuna offers power over one's own fate. It gives you the ability to struggle, the right to exist, and to state that you exist as long as you fight for it. If you're willing to give up that freedom, you could restore balance.
Lilith? You're talking to something, right?
Shh, shh. This is important.
No, Lilith. From what you've been saying, can you ask what the hands have been after this whole time? Like what they're really after?
I mean, if what you're saying is true, Nielsen, then why are the Verdanthi and the Hands of Death, why are they at odds with one another? We should be working together. What are the Hands' motives, really, in all of this?
To restore balance, to put the world back to how it should be. It's how we've been from the beginning. It was the Verdanthi that decided to ruin things by killing Death. Or did you forget?
I will help restore balance.
Good. Good. Do that. Could you do me a favor? Oop. Let me... Okay. Could you do me a favor and roll, empathy, Lily?
It's my favorite one to roll, of course.
Okay. It's also the important one at this point. Wow, I blew that. What do you got? Okay, great. Nielsen is lying. Whatever's behind the wall, whatever's contained here in the wall, he's lying about the motives of the Hands, for sure. Hard to pick up on face and body movements when the person you're talking to is encased behind a 6-foot or 6-inch thick wall of stone, but the tone of his voice, even with the breathiness of it, seems off. The Hands have always wanted to restore balance, Lilith. Always. And doing that means bringing the Verdant and Death close together. Once that's done, everything will go back to how it needs to be. You're not supposed to be down here, by the way.
Where are you?
I am both behind the wall and within the realm of death. I am in 2 places at once, constantly straddling the line between this world and the next. I remember what I want. I remember my desires because I'm trapped behind the wall, and I know things because I'm not. It took me 4 years of specific meditation techniques, preparations, so much tea to ready myself for the state I'm in. But it will be worth it. It will all be worth it. It inhales and goes back to repeating the instructions again.
I think we need to leave.
All right.
Hey, whatever you just heard, maybe like on the way back up the stairs, whatever you just heard, can you? What did it say?
I have a bad feeling about whoever that was. I have a bad feeling about the Hands. But what he said is that the Verdant and Death need to be reunited.
And we can't trust that, right?
I mean, it did give me a very terrible feeling. And I've really never known to trust the Hands, especially after what they did. I looked to Florence for like a vibe check.
The hands
Because
have
you've been
a
very dedicated. I don't know. But if I'm not mistaken, your dedication has wavered, correct?
yeah, it's
Okay,
definitely
great. Okay.
to you. um I feel like, when you like go into an organization and you have people who are like leading things, and then you have people who like believe what they're saying. Florence has always been a person who's believed what's been said. And so she's like, yeah, we have to restore the balance. Like, that's what she wants. She doesn't know what the underhand things are, but she's like, she does want the cycle to return.
I remember my first day at a new job. It's that vibe. Yeah.
It's that vibe, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but listen, there's something I understand now, something I get from our separation, Lilith, is that the conjoining of two things, two entities, two individuals, is wrong. And I wonder if that's true. Death and the Verdant as well.
I mean, I spit the bird out, didn't I?
You did.
Exactly. And I'm starting to wonder if Lacuna is right. There's something to individuality, to free will. Don't you
But
think?
there's
That sounds like
also
chaos.
the problem of people not dying. And I feel like we can theorize about this, but we do need to restore people being born and the ghosts at the top of the city. And I think we do that through the death of Ophelia. And then figuring it out from there.
I just wish I knew why they killed me in the first place.
I know.
To the time machine.
To the time machine.
It's interesting because you definitely know that Yosef killed you. He was the one who killed you in the alley so long ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a servant of Lacuna kills a priest of the Verdant Church. And then that action provokes Ophelia, another priestess of the Verdant Church, to invade Death's realm and upset the apple cart.
Yeah.
Maybe something happened inside Death's realm that didn't go how Lacuna planned it would.
Oh, God.
As in Lacuna wanted Ophelia or the Verdanthi in general, I suppose, to enter Death's realm, and Lacuna wanted
It
the
certainly
separation
created more
happened.
struggle.
Well, and I mean, I guess that makes sense in that, like, the separation of Death and the Verdant, essentially, like, enabled Lacuna to, like, I think maybe manifest more in the world with more space between the two of them.
I mean, part of me is kind of, ever since Ophelia, I know I was upset. I know I was like in my moment, I couldn't be bothered. But as time has passed and we've gone through these interactions, I can't help but come back to Ophelia's persistence to like speak with me. And so I have this itching curiosity to know what she had to say. Not because I believe her, but I'm like, there's a missing piece that we do not have.
Right.
And she might have it.
Which leads me to think that we need to have a high stakes party where everyone dresses fancy, and you and Ophelia are both dressed fancy and have to have a terrible, awful conversation right next to each other in the middle of a bunch of like aristocrats.
Dancing.
Yes, probably while dancing.
And fireworks.
Well, hold on. I don't know if we want it to be actually romantic though, because Ophelia is a horrific, awful person so far as we
Yes.
can tell.
She's a massive creep. I'm just gonna say she's a huge creep. Just putting that out there. She's a power hungry creep.
Okay, so I feel like that's a great next step. But wait, team, in fact, including our GM, can we just sort of like lay out the major players and their motivations right now? How
Yeah.
does that feel doing that in session?
Do it. Yeah, I love it. I think this can perfectly represent the characters, like trying to get their heads straight and figuring out where everybody's at, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Okay.
forget. Am I able
To
to
the
like
kitchen.
write in Foundry here? Am I able to like type things out?
I don't think so. Let me see if I can make a note card or something. Hold on.
I mean,
Okay.
we have the Discord and we also have the Hands of Death lore page.
Well, it's true, but I want the viewers to see it. Just think of the audience.
That's very fair.
I don't.
It's more than fair.
I don't think I've ever looked at the lore page.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with it, unfortunately.
I looked at the lore page, just so you know, Codex.
I open it every week.
What?
I haven't been
How do you
keeping it
think I
updated.
can survive all of these words and names? I
Where even
barely
is that
survive.
lore page? Oh, here. Oh. No,
Okay,
that's not it.
All right. Well, I can't actually add that here. In fact, Codex, can you just type out like we're gonna say key sentences every once in a while? Can you just type them
Yeah,
out?
I think that's the only way we can do it. I don't think I can give you
What
permission.
you
Yep. go
what
ahead.
you just said was great. You should say it again. It was look so Yosef killed me on behalf of Lacuna,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
then Ophelia went into Death's Realm to do something, and that's what triggered
To bring you back.
the power and potentially the uprising of Lacuna and the like stopping of death. Correct?
Yes.
I think so. And something went wrong in Death's Realm, which is why I think Ophelia has had such trouble with you.
Well, something didn't go as Lacuna expected, right? And it might not have gone how Ophelia expected, but yes, the plan because ostensibly, if things had gone as expected, Lacuna would be massively in power right now, right? We wouldn't see it weakened, but it is weakened. So.
Uh-huh. Okay, so let's take the major characters one by one. Can you just type out Lacuna and then a dash?
Yeah, sure.
And like, what does Lacuna want?
Yeah. What does Lacuna want, gang?
Lacuna wants the struggle. Lacuna is the struggle. Lacuna wants more chaos than anything, and
Total
to
chaos.
exist in the world,
And to be
Once-
disgusting
and
Yes.
and to be discussed
and gross.
and
But
seen.
But also to put a little bit of like empathy towards like sort of even what Lacuna even is. I don't know if it's necessarily wrong to want to like struggle. I mean, I think conflict is necessary. It's human. Conflict
Sounds
is
very
human.
Nazi.
Yeah, so I'm going to put wants to exist in a big way. I think that's
Yes.
the best way to sum that up.
I think Lacuna wants to be worshipped. I think Lacuna wants to be seen, and be not unknown.
Yep.
Which it's kind of funny because I feel like that almost is inherently like anti free will, which supposedly Lacuna represents.
Well, didn't we ran into Lacuna's cult, right?
I mean, the
At
only
the
thing
very beginning.
you ran into was there was an offshoot. So one of the Verdant,
Mhm.
after returning from Death's Realm, suspected that there was another being, right? And created a cult around
Yes.
it. Catherine made this cult around it. But what that being actually was and its history, they didn't really understand. Or at least the members of the cult didn't.
Right.
Catherine might have, but she didn't say. And
Mhm.
Lacuna actually possessed Catherine's body after her death, if you remember that part.
Yes.
So there must have been some connection there, right? Something was going on.
Okay.
Maybe there was a plan in place that Catherine was trying to enact for Lacuna or planning to enact, and you folks killing her stopped all that.
I think that makes sense.
Okay. Yep.
Can we move on to like just Death and the Verdant?
Yeah.
Like in terms of what they want, which I think these are going to be a little more vague because the Death hasn't been as much of an active player. Well, I mean, Death has been an active player in the form of you, Lilith, to a degree. So Death, like what does she want?
To restore balance.
Well, that's what the Hands of Death wants.
That's what
Yeah,
we're
Death wants
saying.
death back. and she's lonely. She just wants a lover. Just kidding. That's not
I
been
mean,
part of my
well,
story
no.
arc, but it
Wait.
kind of is. It's canon.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's like your story arc, but I do think that like that's what we've understood of
Like
death.
life and
Like,
death
it's
are
romantic
in
state.
harmony, and so there is a disharmony. But I don't even know if death is like fully right. Like, is death fully? Oh, when will death come back? Like, I want to wake up.
Well,
Wake me up
the,
inside.
the thing is, people do die. It's just that they don't pass on. So
Yep.
it's not like death is totally incapacitated here, right?
Right.
It's that life is not continuing.
Right. The link between like the transition from death to
Right.
the verdant. That
Exactly.
is the transition that's wrong.
Yep.
You know what's interesting? We haven't really met the verdant, have we?
No. The Verdant has been hugely silent throughout this whole thing. They haven't popped up really at all. You would expect there to be like messengers or like followers. I mean, there's the church, right? There's the Church of the Verdant in life,
Right.
but they're mostly under the control of the Verdanthi. So like where the Verdant's been and why they haven't talked to you is a good question.
Well, because I would assume. Can you maybe also just right now put the verdant and then put like question marks?
Yeah,
Just
wait.
to
I
round
thought
this
the
out.
Verdanthi and the Verdant were like one and the same.
Well, see, that's the thing is that I'm pretty sure the Verdanthi, their whole like quest into the realm of death, like, why would the Verdant want that?
Yeah, pretty
Right.
heretical, right?
Pretty heretical. So I
Right.
would assume the Verdanthi are essentially they claim to be the mouthpiece of the Verdant, however they are not.
Just like the Hands of Death.
Yeah, so let's maybe do the Verdanthi and then the Hands of Death next. So,
So
what
we have
does
to
the
kill all of them?
No.
What does the Verdanthi want? Which I guess is to say, what do Ophelia and Marith want?
I wonder if we release the bird, it would take us to the verdant.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, like in theory. Or should I just eat the bird again? Just
Don't eat the
kidding.
bird.
Don't
Okay.
eat the bird.
I rolled so high, I will never roll that high again. Like
I fucking
Or-
eat it.
All right. Also, I already put a bunch of gunk on it.
no.
There's no gunk. There's no gunk. It's gunkless.
Okay, so Marith and Ophelia, I would assume. Well, I guess they're individuals. So the Verdanthi, what we do know is they don't. It is in their interest for the Verdant to not be around. For Ophelia, I'm not 100% sure why that's in her interest.
I'm going to sum it up for both of them. Overall, they want power and they want things to stay how they are. Now, Ophelia specifically wants Lily back, right? Pretty badly.
Yeah.
I mean, they're looking for her. Marith is also looking for her, right? Because there's this manhunt that's going on. Ostensibly to find her for Ophelia, ostensibly because she's a wanted criminal. But it's become clear as you've been interacting with the Verdanthi that they're definitely not a united front, right? There are a
Yes.
group of people who went to Death's Realm. A lot of them got power from it, and then they split off and went their separate ways.
And so let's also, and I guess that includes Joel, right?
It does
Like,
include Joel. Yes, exactly. But what happened to Joel is kind of a question mark right now because he went off to talk to Ophelia and hasn't returned.
Oh, I mean, Joel is for sure strung up in a basement somewhere, probably flayed. Like, if I had
Yeah.
to guess, probably still alive. Now the hands of death.
Strapped to the wall.
Oh, yeah, slowly melding into the wall, probably.
Muscular and like bleeding, but still hot. Like
Yeah, like maybe like a single like spear piercing his side. And he's like his head is like kind of up and to the left. And he has this like sort of face.
It's got a crown of thorns on for some
Oh my
reason.
No, I was going for that one saint. He's totally smooth shaven.
Okay, all right. The one saint. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways.
Sorry, everyone. I need to go dump some cold water on myself. But so the hands of death. What do they want?
They say they want to restore balance, but currently it's we don't know. And they're probably off doing what they want right now.
I mean, they obviously are wanting to kill the Verdanthi, but for what purpose
Vengeance?
seems like gray.
It could be vengeance. It could
Maybe
be
they want
their-
power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
They
mean,
want
like,
control.
because like essentially, if the Verdanthi um, if the Verdanthi are gone, like, and I would even say if the Church of the Verdant is gone, and the Hands of Death would have.
I mean, there's
Pretty
been manipulation a la Catherine from Lacuna. So who's to say that Lacuna isn't meddling with the hands?
Well, the Hands
just
when
right.
well, Lacuna wants there to be a further distance between Death and the Verdant, so Lacuna wouldn't want. The Hands they're doing their own thing. Lacuna, I don't think, has control over the Hands.
Yeah, that's right. The Hands and Lacuna are directly opposed to each other because the Hands want death and life as close as possible. Lacuna wants them as far away as possible because the bigger the gap, the stronger Lacuna gets.
Okay.
Okay, I'm starting to see and understand the good ending. I know about the true ending, but like,
Oh, you guys needed to collect way more eggs to get the true ending. There was like
I know.
There were like
Damn it.
4 eggs in Enoch's arc that you needed to collect, and you just didn't get them.
Oh, we just didn't get them. I know, and we can't go
Super.
backsies.
Yeah,
But
no.
so I would think that, like, if we just think conceptually, right? Like, if Death and the Verdant are united, like, I mean, I feel like there's a loss of individuality, which ultimately, like, is what kills Lacuna. However, just sort of conceptually, that seems bad to me. If they're far apart, there is no bond. There's no sort of like relation there. I don't know. I'm starting to wonder, like, are we already in the good ending?
No. I think I have a theory that the Verdanthi have somehow, I feel like the closest person we've seen that is embodiment of the Verdanthi, like Lily is of death, is Ophelia, has the power of nature, essentially. And I think they took some of her abilities. Maybe they have her theoretically hostage in this way, or something
I mean,
else.
we
Like,
haven't seen her real being, so like that is a fair
yeah,
thought. Although she has sucked for a long time, but did she suck prior to
are you
the
talking about
great
Ophelia?
sucking? Yes.
Okay. I mean, maybe.
Ostensibly, you and her were in a relationship, and a pretty healthy one at that, before you died the first time,
Yeah.
right? So grief can do crazy things to people. She might have been a perfectly normal priest of the Verdant back before that death occurred, but the grief of that occurring, maybe that pushed her to do some pretty unspeakable things.
Another thing I want to talk about is what further abilities do you, Lily, have as
Right? I want
having
like a
this much,
practice session.
with this much death within you? What have we
So-
not touched on?
Yeah, another thing you know, Lily, is that like in your vision when you first found out when you drank the potion and you first like remembered what was going on, you did see a version of who you thought was probably deaf say, "That which kills me becomes me," right? That was an important rule.
Who said that to who?
You had a vision. Do you remember the potion? I say potion.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
of course.
And then there was a vision of the old woman sitting in like the high-backed black ashen chair, and she was like basically had like a skull for a face, but like it looked like skin stretched so tight that it was a skull, and she said, "They're fools. They're coming to kill me, but they don't understand. That which kills me becomes me."
So, in theory, Yosef is death, if that was literal. Or
Well,
no?
no, because
no, you
no.
like you. I think it's implied that your person, your character, like before you were Lilith. I think it's implied that you killed Death.
That's the implication, yes. If you're death now, when you were reborn in this younger body, then you must have had something to do with Death's destruction.
Oh God, I need to uncover my past even more.
I mean, it's mostly uncovered at this point. The only thing you're missing is that one piece of exactly what happened in Death's Realm that caused that transference.
Also, okay, just to yes, I also want to like I don't know, maybe we can like go into the back room and have a wild scene with Lilith testing out like what Death's powers actually are, because mostly in a lot of ways I think we've actually been mucking about with lacunic powers throughout this whole campaign.
Right.
Well,
But
you,
now that I've set out the bird, like I feel like that should awaken
well,
something.
we have seen a major example of Death's abilities, I would say, throughout this entire campaign right from the beginning, and that's Lily's ability to talk to ghosts, right?
Yeah.
Like, why
Right.
can she do that? Probably because she's deaf. Like, that's not a lacunic ability. Like, talking to ghosts and interacting with spirits is not something lacunites do. It would make much more sense if death was involved in that ability.
Now I'm wondering if bringing Felicity back was actually like a verdant ability.
Maybe it was because there were maybe it was because Lily had a bit of the verdant within her that gave her the ability to do that.
And speaking of which, can you remind me the bird plus the cloak, the scepter, the
dried flowers.
Enoch's staff, the potpourri, a dog whistle, and you remember the last one?
The vial.
Yes.
These come together to form the verdant?
Yes.
Or yes, okay. I almost wonder if like maybe that should be our goal, to like not necessarily like unite these things. Like does that make sense for our characters to want that even? But like for like to just bring the verdant back, and once the verdant is back, I think that
That's
will
not
essentially
possible though,
fix things.
because Esther like deconstructed the staff and the cloak.
you transferred them into artistic objects.
Yeah.
Well,
And so
I
we're already on a
So-
path that can't be undone
So
there.
no. So it's not that it might be impossible, right? It's that the object that holds the verdant has been transformed, because that was Esther's whole ability, is to manipulate relics, right?
Right.
So they still might be the relics. They're just something completely different now.
right, and so there
Gotcha.
are the other pieces of the staff, which I believe we have. Then
So you don't have
there's-
them. They're at Franny's, right? They're part of art
Yes.
pieces now.
Yes.
You made the mobile out of them.
Yes, that's correct. And then there's Killer S Heart, I think.
Yeah,
has
Killer
a-
S Heart, yeah,
Mhm.
has another piece of the staff in it that's been integrated into it.
Does
So-
Joel have the poopery? Or
Uh,
did
Joel
Esther have it?
Joel does have the potpourri, and he still has it with
Yeah.
him, and he took it with him when he left to see Ophelia.
Right.
Okay. Oh gosh. So actually, maybe that needs to be our goal. Then we go
We need the vial and the dog
to the
whistle and
party.
the
Well,
potpourri.
'cause I think it's possible we can somehow social manipulate the vial and the dog whistle into being at the party. I don't know how we could get the potpourri there.
You might have to figure out what happened to Joel. But
We
see,
need to
that's
figure
the
out what happened
thing,
to Joel.
right? You could look at it that way, or you could say, what if we just kill the Verdanthe and then we can do what we want, right? Because this idea that the Verdant is split between these objects, that's something you're pretty sure nobody but you folks knows. Well, Ophelia knows it for sure, right? But nobody else might know it.
Okay, but if we kill the Verdanthe, essentially, we're fulfilling at least step one of the goal of the Hands of Death, and I don't necessarily
Yes.
think that we're going to have the power and ability to do whatever we want from that point. I think at that point they'll probably have. I don't know. That seems like
So,
chaos.
This is the interesting thing, right? If you take all the clues you have so far, right, and you understand that life and death, the hands want life and death to be as close as possible, and you know that that which kills me becomes me is the rule with death, what are the hands going to do if they want them to be as close as possible?
Oh, they're
Oh.
absolutely going to kill Lily. Yeah.
Oh, or
Yeah.
they would have the verdant kill death?
Yes. Exactly.
But why
Oh,
would the verdant? You mean the verdanthe, or do you mean the verdant?
I mean the verdant.
Why would the verdant kill death?
That's a good question. Which would imply, oh, are the hands of death secretly like the hands of the verdant?
Well,
Uh,
mm,
No,
maybe.
okay, never mind. Sorry, I got too excited.
Well, maybe because right, if Nielsen's comments are to be understood that way, it's unclear if life and death are actually one god that's two halves, or that was split, or two gods with like one face. Right? They're not really sure. So like, there's a deeper theory that the hands have that maybe they were the same thing at one point. In which case, they would view putting them back together as restoring death, who they serve.
okay,
Hmm.
but what if Lily, I hope you live a very long time, but what if you die of a natural cause? Does the natural cause become death? What happens to death then?
Yeah,
I,
good
I
question.
wouldn't die of a natural cause.
What if you trip and land on a blade? Like, what if you I theoretically here, what happens to death if you
Roll
get
very
sick,
poorly.
if you roll poorly, if you something happens that isn't the intent of another person?
I just think there's like higher powers at play. I can't die.
I don't
I would have.
so
Think of all the times I could have died. I didn't die.
you've gotten hurt, certainly.
Oh, it's merely a flesh wound.
But
Yeah. I'm.
I feel like it's unclear is the answer.
I mean, I really just want to kill them all. But I'm also sussed out by my past still, because I'm like, am I the problem? You know, like that. I can't help but get concerned.
Well, clearly you were somehow the reason that the way that Death got killed. Somehow it
Yeah.
was you.
According to Yosef, if the Lacunites are to be believed, you are the problem. That's exactly what Yosef said. He said you're a spike in the heart of the world. Like, it's your fault. The fact that you exist is causing this issue.
Why did the verdant? How did that become part of me? You know, like that's the
Oh.
mystery. Because I spit out a bird recently. Don't know if you remember, but
I do.
so like that, and like when Yosef told us, and I'm like, wait a minute, that makes sense. So it's like, yes, I think there was truth to that, but also
So
Okay.
not
Wh-
a shared goal.
when you were in Death's realm, you saw that there was light linking the 5 objects and you.
Yes. Yeah. I think we should try and get all the objects, but I think we should first try to kill Ophelia.
But I feel like killing Ophelia is only. I mean, that's gonna happen after we find whatever happened to Joel and the potpourri.
I'm having Stockholm syndrome.
Also,
What?
okay, wait. Before we get to exactly what we're gonna do next, actually, Codex, can you please write down the hands? Update that to have the verdant kill death,
Yeah,
and
sure.
then also, can you make a box that just says, "Where is Joel?"
Yep.
I've missed him.
He was fun.
Yeah, we made him way too friendly of an
Yeah.
NPC, which essentially we death flagged Joel.
Oh, sorry. I think I'm actually spelling his name
Um,
wrong there. I am.
Oh, and for the verdant, can you put split into 5 pieces?
Yes. I'm gonna correct that. But yes. Hold on one second.
And like now that when
Uh,
Am I still one of those 5 though? Because the bird
No,
in
it's one of
theory would be,
pieces.
correct? Am I still?
No.
I think
Split into
the
6
bird is
pieces.
6 pieces. Yeah.
But I'm not one of them, right?
No,
No,
the bird is.
The bird is.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. We
So,
should
yeah.
name the bird.
Don't worry. We're gonna name this bird that's definitely gonna die later when it reunites. So, and one more box. Can we put like how did Lilith kill Death?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any like more truth potion lying around?
That was such a good potion.
That was really handy.
so iconic.
Maybe even can you add to that why was the bird? Why was the verdant in Lilith? I feel like that's part of how did Lilith kill Death.
I just feel like it's fair that this change within me, something has changed. I'm sorry. I just feel like I should know something, or I should feel something more.
It does kind of feel like we need to have a mini arc, or I don't know, maybe on the way to Joel or something. You could be like, oh look, wowie zowie, here are my new understandings of my powers, or my refined sense of what I could do in the first place, but now I actually understand. Or
Right. I feel like I should know more about death than I did last session. Just my thoughts.
Interesting. Interesting.
Okay, wait, can y'all help me understand my own character real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm actually a little worried about the new aspect that I made. If it's not tied enough to what's going on here in Intense Gratitude for Life, because I've been operating for the past 2 or 3 sessions off the understanding that Felicity just understood at a deep level that Lilith's lot was her lot and vice versa. And now that's not necessarily true, or this could be I don't know, maybe whatever I do next, it's okay, you did it, you worked true to your word, you paid, now it's time for me to be true to my word and help you out, not because I think of you as some god, but because I care about you.
Are you falling in love with me?
No, absolutely. Well, no, but I think it's nice if there's some a little bit of weird, creepy tension.
I mean, we did have that really intense eye contact.
Yeah, but I just for the record, I think that would suck.
Okay, it was not something I was pursuing, so.
Hey, listen, I'm all about question mark maybe vibes. With no fruition. Anyways, or maybe who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen here? Mostly you're. Oh yes, what was that?
So you want an aspect about Lilith?
Yeah, I almost wonder if Intense Gratitude for Life needs to be more. I mean, it's my crossing path.
So make it more focused on Lilith, grateful to Lilith for the life she gave me, maybe something like that.
I liked the word indebted.
Okay.
All right,
so I like the grateful to Lilith for the life she gave me, but there's something I'm trying to get at, that Felicity understands a level of camaraderie. It's not about being grateful. There's a level of camaraderie.
Right. So
she had my back, so I'll have hers.
Oh. That feels good.
Yeah, okay.
See, I'll come up with a concept or an aspect for anyone except for me.
I mean, yeah, go with that. I can see myself compelling that.
Okay. Cool.
Thank you.
Now, what should we do next? We have
I appreciate the powwow because this is all very confusing and my notes suck. So thank you. That was good. That was helpful.
It's
I'm still confused, but I'm still here.
It's a
for it.
bit intricate, but the basic idea, just like sum it up, so hopefully to assuage some of that confusion. Life and death were in a good balance, right? Before the Verdanthi came along, after Lacuna enacted a plan to convince them to exist and probably to increase that separation, right? Or to do something. During the time that the Six went to Death's Realm, something went wrong, and it didn't go as Lacuna planned, and the world ended up broken how it was. So now Lacuna is weakened because of how close the Verdant and Death were within Lily and within the rest of these 5 relics, but not fully destroyed, because the Verdant and Death aren't 100% together, right? The Verdant is still in pieces. If they were 100% together within Lily, that would be something else. The hands want to bring them as close as possible. For what reason, you're not sure. Their reasoning, though, doesn't seem healthy, and it definitely seems like they would kill Lily to get there. In fact, the idea of ritual sacrifice comes to mind when you ponder that line of thinking. So the question is, you definitely want the world to go back to how it was before, probably, because things seem to be working at that point. How do you do that is the question. And what was causing... Because ostensibly, the Verdant and Death couldn't have been super close together beforehand, or else things wouldn't have been in balance. So how do you get the world to go back to how it was before? And not go to either extreme?
Okay, listen. I don't know exactly the path we'll take, but I think I've got it, y'all.
What's the path?
All right. We're going to assemble the 6 pieces of the Verdant, as we've talked about.
Okay.
Which is inherently going to increase the Lacuna's power. Because the distance between Death and the Verdant, I believe that will expand that distance. And then we do need to kill God. So we're going to have to kill Lacuna. I don't know if necessarily kill, but you know what I mean? We're going to have to fight God. All the while, we have to make sure that we don't get the bad end with the hands influencing the end result of that fight. And bring the Verdant and Death too close.
It's tough, right? Because the hands will help you up to a point, right? Because they definitely do kind of want the same things you folks do. They want the Verdant's pieces brought back together. They want them brought close to Lily, and they want them real close. But if they get too close, you might run into a different problem.
Right.
This is
Okay.
just like in my Shin Megami Tensei.
Oh my gosh.
It's just like in my Persona games. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Does that kind of narrow it down? I understand the plot of this thing is a little weavy. Hopefully,
I love it.
Okay, hopefully,
I love it.
Okay, hopefully that makes
Okay.
some sense.
So we're
Just understand, like, the closer that Life and Death get, the weaker Lacuna gets. Farther away they get, the stronger Lacuna gets. So if you start bringing the pieces of the Verdant together and Lily's like close to that, then Lacuna gets weaker.
that's what we want to do.
But not too close, teehee.
Yeah, like, I think ostensibly the big thing should be getting the Verdant put back together, but killing the Verdanthi may be a good way to ensure that you can do that. Because gathering the items after you kill them, it's going to be kind of easy, right? Because right now, you know where the staff is. You know where the cloak is. They're remade into new things at the party. And you know where the bird is, right? So you got 3 pieces right there. The other 3 pieces are Joel's potpourri, the dog whistle, and the vial. And those are in the hands of the people you need to kill.
And so, team, can we go on a mini arc
Maybe.
to go find Joel?
I'm dying to. That's what I want. That's all I want to do.
That's what you want to do the most? Okay.
That is what I wanted to do the most. Yes.
Okay. How would you start that?
I go into the streets and begin yelling.
I also am like really experimenting with my powers, so I'd like to do some inner work and like see if Joel's alive.
Hmm.
I want to know if that's something I
Oh,
can do.
Okay.
Joel, reach out.
Tell
that's a
you
good idea.
tell you what. Set the scene for me. What does it look like when you try to do that? So, by the way, you folks are still in the mausoleum. Nobody's exited onto the Chandlin streets yet, unless Felicity's
Correct.
comment wasn't a joke. So just to be
Where is
clear,
another safe? Where's a safe house for us that's not?
We don't have one.
Oh my god.
Because like my places are definitely compromised because Ophelia has seen me doing shenanigans with y'all. Esther's studio is compromised because it had guards crawling all over it.
And little children.
And
Where's the
children.
fantasy yoga studio?
Yeah, we could go to the
Um,
fantasy yoga. studio.
Pilates studio.
Pilates, thank you.
Pilates studio. The mausoleum is empty for now, so I think we should take advantage of it and then get out of here. But we don't have a safe space.
Can what's his face hear us? I'm scared. What was his name?
Nielsen?
Nielsen.
You're pretty sure now, Lily. Nielsen hears and understands everything that goes on in the mausoleum.
Yeah, so I'm like itching to get out. So I'm gonna just step outside.
Okay.
Agreed.
As you all exit back onto the Chandlin streets, there is a palpable change in the air as you come back out. So the mausoleum itself is hidden in this entrance that's like off to this side garden near the stables and like the main entrance of Chandla, like the huge gate. The huge gates of Chandla are shut, and then there are a ton of guards from Marif's contingent. More must have rolled in while you were away, that have shown up, and they are only checking in a small amount of people going through the offshoot doors of the big gate of Chandla. So they're not the gates are not open to like travelers anymore. And as you look around the city streets and stuff, as you can see, things have changed. For one thing, there's no people anywhere. Like people, the streets used to be packed, like people going about their business every now and then. Now there's nothing. People are off the streets. The only thing you see are soldiers marching about with dogs, sniffing around for Lily. And every now and then you can see that there are these huge, well, I say huge, these growths that seem to come off of different parts of the buildings of Chandla that look like tree roots that are gripped to the side of each of the buildings. And then there are these large branches that stretch out from them and end in this kind of like, into this kind of like creature that looks like it has this huge wooden eye for a face. And it's like cracking wood. And these things are like cracking wood and looking around on the street. And down everywhere as you go.
What?
Wow.
The city itself has transformed utterly, and it really seems like Ophelia and Marith have taken full control of the place. Lily, if you'd like, you could use the death mask that you wear to change your appearance for now.
Yeah.
Because remember I think that thing's still with you. But yeah, there are people the soldiers basically patrolling. The city, you realize, has been placed into like basically a military lockdown.
Okay. I'd like to just sort of take whatever like, I don't know, cloak or outfit is available to me and just make a quick little disguise for the professor.
Is there like, can we like hide in the woods, or is that outside of the city?
You would have to sneak outside the city, which you could do by either climbing over the walls or charming your way past the guards at the main gate, or exiting one of the side gates of the city of Chandla. Of course, those are probably also going to be watched, but you could hide in the woods. Yes.
Just really need to get away, you know.
But where?
Just get in touch with nature.
Felicity, tell me what this disguise looks like.
I'm just thinking like very simple, like as we're starting to go out, like I think Felicity like sees what's going on out here and says like, "Here, Professor," and I don't know, like adjusts like a cloak or something like that, like that you're wearing in such a way like that it's harder to see you or something. I'm just making
I'm
a very
also like,
simple disguise.
I'm filthy still. I'm like still covered in death ash.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of are. That you shake that off of you actually as you exit the mausoleum, and it actually evaporates into the air.
Oh,
It disappears into the air.
cool.
But yeah, go ahead and make a deceive roll for me, Felicity. Difficulty, let's call it 3. I think that's pretty average for
Oh,
what
I'm
it
not
needs.
looking to boost or like physically make something necessarily. I like does that make sense? I'm trying to prep my stunt. I guess is what I'm saying. I'm a
Oh,
forger.
I see. I see. Uh, my forgeries can make one free invoke via deceive that automatically works once. Right, but to do that, you have to actually make the forgery.
All
Right?
right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, got it. Okay, Professor is so disguised. Nobody recognizes you as Florence Algard, Professor of the After, for the moment.
Oh, okay.
But you are all like in this small garden. You can see this, and you can see patrols walking around the street. You know, if you go out there, you're going to get noticed by them and probably accosted.
I say we either make a break for the outer wall or
I
walk through
I
Franny's house.
I think we need to like keep it like contained. I feel like it's just like in terms of what to do next, I think it's all gonna happen in Chandla.
So should we go up onto a roof?
Um, yeah, I think even just like yeah, roof or like an alleyway or something. I think even just like something quick, dirty, and nasty, like we'll do it.
There are many choked and there are many like hidden corners and twisting alleyways in this city. You can easily find one that nobody's going to go down for a bit.
All right.
Let's do that.
Sneak around the corner.
Okay, so in a dark and cold alleyway out of the way, cramped in between 2 tall row houses, you sit. So, Lily, you want to try and sense to see if Joel's still alive?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can close your eyes and try to meditate. Now, you're going to do the same thing you do when you reach out to ghosts, but you've never reached out to, like, try to, find to see if there's somebody alive before. You basically have to look for the spirit within them. If you find his spirit on the outside, then, obviously he's dead. But we'll see. Go ahead and give me a empathy roll, difficulty 7. What are we thinking?
I will use a fate point. I'm gonna tag. I'm gonna tag my high concept, and I'm trying to tap into this power over life and death.
Perfect. All right. Spend that fate point. Take the ride. You could also actually use tuned in. You still have that aspect. If you want to use that, that would be perfect for this. If you don't want to spend your fate point.
Oh, sure.
Okay. All right, we'll do that then. I'll get rid of that. Okay. So you reach out with your mind, trying to sense if Joel's spirit exists anywhere, maybe amongst these swirling ghosts that float above the towers and spires of Chandla. And you do get a sense that you're being pulled up. You're definitely heading up towards a high tower. So like your mind, your sense of direction kind of flies through the streets of Chandla, and it goes towards where the Verdanthi church is, and then it shoots past it and goes down a street, and then turns to a sharp left into a quarter that's kind of known as the it's like the Verdant Church has like a bunch of people who like serve it and clean it and run services in it and stuff. And then down the street there is basically a quarter where there are a whole bunch of houses and like circular hotels that these folks would live in year round. So the church pays for like their ability to live in this hotel and stay there so they can serve the church. It's part of the deal. You get room and board. There is a massive 4-story hotel that stretches. It's a long building that stretches from one end to the other on the back part of this street. And you feel with an intense sense Joel's spirit within that hotel. You can't, for some reason, pinpoint where. Something is blocking you. But you feel two things. One, he's alive. And two, he's within that hotel somewhere.
Okay, so it's just in here, huh?
What about Arazi?
You want to reach out for a Razi?
Who's a Rossi again?
His boyfriend.
Ah, not a Rossi. No, I don't care.
What's the GM gonna do? Bury a gay? Does he have the courage? Does he have the guts?
Go ahead and roll it. We'll see, I guess.
I mean, I'm not reaching out for a Rossi.
Okay.
Difficulty 14. I guess you can't find him. We'll
Oh my
never
God.
know. Find them. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, what do we want to do?
Okay, I jump up and I like pointing, or I'm like trying to like scale the, face of this building a little bit for like a higher vantage. I think I know where Joel is.
Really?
I was able to sense that Joel isn't dead, if that makes any sense at all. It's kind of incredible.
Well,
Yeah.
that's good to hear.
But I don't know if he might be held hostage. He's at the hotel right back there, and I'm like kind of trying to point it out. I can kind of see it right
It's
just barely.
it's far away, but you can describe where the hotel and the Verdant Church is. Yes.
Well, then I guess let's go inside. And I think I want to like, I don't know, like what's the vibe of like, can I just go open the door?
Of the hotel?
Yeah.
You would have to
Wait.
you would have to like make your way through the streets, but you could get to it and just walk in. I mean, it is a hotel, right? You can check in rooms and stuff if you want. But you have to make your way through the streets first because,
It's
they're
far away.
on lockdown and it's far away.
But I mean, like, is it a nice hotel? Is it okay?
Oh, yeah,
Is it grimy?
It's
grimy?
no, it's very nice. It's used for the servants of the church to stay in. It's just huge, right? It holds a lot of people in it.
Scientologist vibes.
I guess what I'm saying is that I want to somehow assemble a nice outfit and just waltz right in.
Interesting.
Ooh, I bet the Hands of Death would have like cloaks, like have outfits from different areas, because they are a sneaky bunch, sneaky bunch. I bet they would have like cloaks of other churches. I bet they would have things to help us get disguised.
Yeah,
I like this.
I could see that being the case. That makes sense. The problem is, unless you can disguise yourself as some of Marif's guards, you're still going to get accosted if you move through the street. And then there's the issue of the giant wooden eyeballs everywhere.
Gross.
We could just roll well.
You could just roll well.
We could. Can we take a 5-minute break?
We can actually.
Yeah.
I actually want to end pretty soon.
Oh, okay.
But I just want to see what you folks are going to do right before we shut it down.
I think we should. Should we just go and try to sneak through the streets, y'all?
Let's just try to sneak through the streets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
You're not going to try to you don't want to try to draw some guards into the alleyway, hit them over the head, take their stuff. You just want to go for it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think I'm also going to try to make an advantage for myself real quick. Can I just do we have that pin that's still around?
Oh, the
Does that
guard pin?
exist?
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
you do still have it. You used it. You used the free invoke on it, but you still have the pin.
Can I just, I don't know, try to in some way imply that I'm off duty or something like that? Make some sort of
Or undercover?
garb. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Go ahead and make a deceive roll. You're creating an advantage, right?
Correct.
Okay, go ahead and make a deceive roll. Let's call it difficulty 4, since it's less believable. Well,
Sick.
well.
Okay.
Let's
All
see.
right. I'm ready now. Does anyone else want to make an advantage, or do we just want to go for
I
it?
feel like I need an
I mean,
advantage.
we can.
What is the word?
I'm also
Oh.
dressed like a guard, so we could just arrest
You want to arrest me?
Florence.
Even though I have this super cool disguise on that makes me not look like myself.
Yeah, that's gonna automatically work.
Yeah, but you're still like a civilian.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah. All
and-
right, we'll Wookiee it. We're gonna Wookiee the professor.
That's gonna work up to the point where we go to a hotel and they're like, "You're not taking her to the prison or whatever."
But it's like a sensitive arrest.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, you're gonna you can find your way through. Well, the trick is it's gonna get you through the streets. Okay, this
All right.
makes sense. I think we've gathered sufficient advantages where I don't need to run the conflict I was planning on running, or not the contest. So, you folks make your way through the streets. You definitely get stopped a few times by soldiers and such, and you can hear like the cracking of wood and see the eyeballs turning to follow you as you go. But everybody's under disguise, and Felicity's forgeries help well enough to get you through the streets and get you to the back of the Verdant Church down the road, where you can stand in front of this wide, sprawling, 4-floor high hotel. It is called, and I think that's where we'll pick it up next time.
Amazing.
In a month, on the 28th. Yep.
In theory.
In theory. Yeah, in theory.
It's in over a month, like 6
I
weeks.
believe in us.
Oh God.
Yes.
I will do my best.
It's all right. I'm going to leave these cards up so everybody remembers, which means it's really good we did this. And yeah, just remember your goal right now is to save Joel from this hotel.
Amazing.
Okay.
coming for you,
Yay.
Joel.
Whew. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. That was a good session. We made some progress.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks for coming, everyone. Hope to see you next time. Tentative plan is on the 28th. I'll update our schedule or something if that changes. Yeah, have a great rest of your day, everyone. Bye for now.
Hands.
Oh,
Up.
yeah.
Bye.
Comedy comes in threes. All right. Bye, everybody.